Right now, I'm talking to my young employee, and I put my arm around everyone, so we're good. Anyway, I was just washing dishes, mopping the floor, dusting, and he asked me a question. Go ahead, young man.
What's up with sweating? Like, what's involved with the body? Like, what am I doing wrong, or what's going on? So Arnold sat me down with a book.
Page 16. This is really, really probably one of the best books out there by Dr. Sam. Shout out to him. What does it say, Dr. Sam? It's called...
Dr. Sam's Guide to Rehabilitation and Injury Prevention.
Okay, let's go to page 16. This is probably one of those important pages you'll ever read. You know what it means? You'll ever read. Hear that, Dr. Sam? Top of the line, over top, living the dream. Now, the basic assumption, and it's really a misleading, is that the body makes mistakes. It never, ever makes mistakes. And everything it does for your high is good. That has to be understood. And most people, when they get a cold, they get a fever, they get a headache, they're saying, oh my gosh, I have to go see a doctor. And in the past year and a half, they says, well, I could have COVID. I said, well, let's take a look at it. Which means the body never, ever makes a mistake. That means you have 75 trillion cells. 75 trillion cells. Each cell has 24,000 life units. They work together in unison as one. You can't get two people walking down the street agreeing with everything. You have 75 trillion cells. They act as one with 24,000 life units. One cell of the 75 trillion cells has more wisdom than the world to date. I challenge any doctor, any scientist, any medical test to understand us for a second. Imagine having a little sperm here, a little boom boom there, and it's 45 years later it becomes a man. What the heck? That's beyond amazing. You also have 380 trillion viruses in your body. I have it, he has it. And of which Corona is one of them. That means Corona this year, Delta next year, Edward next year, Frank next year, G is Georgia. I mean, right down the line. That's the way it's going to be. Okay, let's take a look at that. So in order for the body to recognize, in order for the body to accept any food, it has to meet 6 qualifications. Every disease is based on it. 6 qualifications. Glucose, protein, vitamins, minerals, fatty acids, and water in a complete package. Only fruit and vegetables have this. So say, for example, this young man is sweating. Now say, for example, he wants to lose some weight. And say, for example, it says he has little aches and pains. And he comes to me, you know what I would say? Super duper rock and roll, live and dream, because the body doesn't make mistakes. And everything it does for your highest benefit. Read what this says, young man. Types of diseases. This is Dr. Sam. Go ahead.
Types of diseases. There are 2 basic forms of disease: acute and
Two.
chronic.
Acute and chronic. And most colds and flus are acute. Good.
Acute disease is usually rapid in onset, short-lived, and will end in either full recovery or possibly even death, depending on the healing
That means
circumstances.
the body, the day before he gets sick, all the leaders of the body get together. In his case, it's Keith, all his generals get together and says, Keith, you're on overload, we can't take your shit anymore. Literally. So what they do is they create a crisis to eliminate that which will harm you and for him to have a full recovery. Generally, the day before is 7 days. Sometimes 14, sometimes 21, sometimes 28. Generally, rules of 7. Get chronic.
Chronic, where'd chronic go?
Where's chronic? That's okay.
Acute, I have no idea where chronic went.
That's okay. Chronic means long term. Okay, now, keep in mind, if the body's on overload, what does it say right here?
Let's now take a further look at the acute disease.
Acute disease, which is what would a body do if it's on overload, if it gets too much food that the body does not want? If it doesn't meet these 6 requirements, it's considered acid waste. Acid waste is a no-no. and the body has to get rid of it because it will harm your well-being. So it has to create a crisis. Go ahead.
In most in most acute diseases, there are two general classes of phenomena usually present. One, those of increased bodily functions. Two, those of decreased bodily functions.
So if your body has sufficient energy, it will create a rapid way to get rid of it. A rapid way. And if it doesn't have sufficient energy, it will go a slow way. So if you're strong, the body will create a fast way. Some of the fast ways of doing it. Number one, just read this.
Increased
Fever.
body temperature, fever.
Fever. So what it will do is burn it out. And when you have a fever, and just unless it's 106 degrees at 0.7, you'll be fine. The body's doing this to help you heal yourself, which means no doctor is necessary. The body, it's always the body knows what it's doing. Dead.
Increased pulse and flushed skin.
That means you have redness, boom, boom, boom. All of a sudden you get red, boom, boom, boom. The body's doing it to your benefit. Number three.
Pain.
Pain. Pay attention, important now. The body's on full-scale military alert in order to solve that which will harm you. So when Keith's in pain, you know what I say to him?
Bananas.
Super, super, duper, 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 duper. Fun time, the body, there's no like pain. You're talking about fibromyalgia, you're talking about lupus, you're talking about MS, you're talking about ALS. The body is working feverishly to heal you, and that has to be honored. Dead.
Inflammation goes with pain.
Goes with pain. Next.
Hyperventilation.
Yes. Next.
Coughing, sneezing, pus discharge.
That means if I cook food, and I do, the next day within 24 hours, what am I doing?
Sneezing and coughing.
Sneezing within 24 hours.
And I turned my back and I hear him. I said, Arnold, what did you eat?
What did I eat?
I caught on quick.
You know, the body loves me so much that it's pushing it out. If it didn't love me so much and I didn't have sufficient energy, it will stay in the system. And that's what you don't want. It's called cancer. Dead.
Sweating.
We talked about dead.
Yep. So as I'm sweating now, it's from the
It's
stuff I
hot
was
in here.
eating.
Yeah, it's hot in here too.
Urination, diarrhea,
Yeah. Diarrhea. I mean, body, once again, body has enough energy to push it out.
vomiting,
Vomiting. Body has sufficient energy to push it out.
and some nerve muscle action shaking going on.
And that, they call that Parkinson.
Some
Wow.
Parkinson, huh?
That's pretty heavy duty, right?
Yep. Now that's
Now,
just
you have if you don't have sufficient energy, let's go real fast. Good.
the decreased function. Chills
Maybe consider what?
may be considered conservative in nature. Their job is to save vital energy so that it may be used through other healing channels. In this group, we have chills.
Which means the body does not have sufficient energy to do something. So it creates a directional action. If it doesn't have enough energy, let's focus on what's important. Good.
slowing of pulse,
Numbness.
numbness, hyperventilation, loss of hunger,
Which means if you're not hungry, that has to be honored.
dry nose or throat, decreased sweating,
Decrease sweating.
decreased digestion, urinary retention, constipation, and general decrease in voluntary functions.
It's body loves you. Not a disease. It's body loves you.
Pay attention to your body.
Pay attention to your point. It doesn't make mistakes. Live with Arnold and Keith.
Bye.
Bye.